So check it out. I'm not really a product review kind of guy, but I'm doing a review on these because I looked on Amazon for the reviews, and all I could find on there for this product was like paid um, people who the product was sent to them for free. And I don't know if it's skewed or not. I couldn't find any actual reviews from somebody who wasn't sent this item for free or paid to do this review. So um, what I'm doing today is reviewing this. I think it's HISEEU or something like that, a camera system that I bought on Amazon. So um, this is a power over Ethernet system, so you have to run an Ethernet or Cat5 cable to each camera. If you're not familiar with this, the cool thing about this is you only have to run the Ethernet cable to the camera. You don't have to have a power source at each camera. It all comes from the system itself. So I apologize because I didn't think I was going to do a review on this or any sort of video. I was just going to put them in. So I didn't get any unboxing or beforehand photos. I'll try and put some stock photos in. But anyway, this is the kit I got from Amazon. And for those of you who have a short attention span like I do, I'm going to cut to the chase right quick. I do believe that this system is worth the money that you pay for it. It's got its quirks, but I do think that it's probably pretty good. Let me turn my radio off real quick so you can hear me better. So with that being said, I for years have used a product from HISEEU. It was also a power over Ethernet system. It has worked okay. Now those cameras weren't push pan, tilt, zoom like these. These were just solid cameras that point in one direction, and they've worked okay. The app has worked pretty consistently, and I haven't had a whole lot of problems with them. The problem is the lunatics at HISEEU have decided that when you pull up the app on your phone to look at your security cameras, they're going to force you to watch like a minute-long video or a minute-long ad before you can access your cameras, which is mind-blowing because it's like, well, look, someone's trying to break into my house and shoot me. I want to pull up my cameras and see where they're coming in. But wait, let me watch this minute-long ad for Candy Crush before I can see the bad guy. It's just bananas. It makes me think that they're going out of business and this is their last money grab before they call it quits. So anyway, I digress. HISEEU, they seem like okay cameras. So I have not had a PTZ camera before, so my experience with them is none. To be honest, they feel like the plastic housings and stuff are kind of cheap. The mount is kind of cheap feeling. I mean, they could have used a little bit thicker plastic, but it works. It is nice with this mount because you can mount it like this and mount it to an overhang, or you can put it in this way and mount it to the wall. So that works pretty good. I do wish that they had a corner bracket so you can mount it like this on the edge. I had to design and 3D print a bracket to make that work for one spot. I should have done it for several spots, but I got lazy. So anyway, this is the camera. It has, you can do it with only the power cable, or you can use the Ethernet. I just use the Ethernet and they work fantastic. So this is one of the PTZ cameras. Like I said, feels a little cheap, but they seem to work pretty awesome. And keep in mind, I've only had this system set up for probably 2 weeks. It's been great so far. So I will show you a few other things with the camera system. I'll show you the actual NVR, like interface for your computer or your TV or whatever. And then I'll show you the app too. It's got some quirks, so I'll go over the positives and the negatives on this. But anyway, so this is the HISEEU system that I had. Keep in mind it was only 720, so the picture wasn't great. I mean, for back when I bought it, it was pretty good. But so that's that system. Sorry, don't mind my janky camera setup here. So this is my screen that I have out in the garage where the actual NVR is set up. So there's the NVR right there. So it's pretty awesome. You can kind of set the screen up how you want it. And then if you need to go to the push zoom pan tilt thing, you know, it's super fast. And you know, it goes pretty good. Okay, so I was just editing this video and the screen resolution looks terrible on there, but just so you know, it must just be my phone. The cameras are super crispy. It looks really good. I'm not sure what's going on there. Now, the cool thing with this setup is, say you move your camera, you can set it so after a certain amount of time, I've got it set at 30 seconds, it will automatically go back to your preset location. Just like that. It's pretty sweet. Okay, so another cool thing about this camera system is it's got automatic tracking for like humans and cars and stuff. So as you can see, the cameras will automatically pick me up as I walk by. Pretty awesome. It's got its downfall though. I will share that with you here shortly. Okay, so I'm gonna kick it up to the big screen here. Now, as you can see, it's moving all around. So the camera, it can recognize vehicles and it could recognize people, and it will track in between those. The downfall with that system, and it could be a user error problem, but I've screwed with the settings and I can't figure it out. Even if the cars are not moving, it will bounce between cars constantly. So like pointing out my front door, if it views my neighbor's car down the road, simply parked in the driveway, it'll bounce between that and my cars and all over the place. And it's constantly moving. So I could foresee that wearing out the camera super fast. And so I've got that turned off on all my cameras because I just don't want to wear out my cameras. Now, if you were in a different setting, like a courtyard or a business or something where there's not cars, there's just human traffic, that would probably be pretty awesome. But it's so smart that it can see and tell the difference between cars and houses and humans and stuff. But unfortunately, it's not quite smart enough to see that they're not moving and stop following them. So that's one of my complaints with the system. So one of my other complaints with this system compared to the HISEEU, as far as the phone app or the whatever you want to use it on, iPad or whatever, is that I could use Wi-Fi cameras on the same app that I did with the HISEEU system. So with the HISEEU system, I had they have a doorbell camera that I had hooked up to it. All the other cameras, everything, and I had a couple of Wi-Fi cameras sit here and there where it's hard to run a Cat5 cable to. And all of those were on the same app. I could work it all from the same system. Now this HISEEU, they do have wireless Wi-Fi cameras, and they do have a doorbell, which I ordered. But when I got them and started setting them up, I discovered that they don't allow the Wi-Fi stuff to work on the same app as the hardwired setup. So I feel like that's pretty stupid, kind of a downfall, because I want all of my cameras from the same company, from the same system, to be on the same app. I don't want to be switching back and forth between apps to look at my cameras. Kind of absolutely an oversight, if you ask me. So long story short, I sent the Wi-Fi cameras back and just put, it looks kind of goofy inside my house, but I put one of these PTZ cameras inside that kind of covers everything that I needed to. So so I think with the app problem, oh, the other issue I had is when I was wiring the cameras, setting that system up was really easy. Uh, the first problem I ran into was when I went to download the app, when I went to hook the app up to the NVR so I could remotely see the cameras from my phone wherever I'm at in the world. Um, the I don't know if they've updated their system since they made the instructions, but they said you're supposed to scan a QR code that's on the screen for the NVR and it will connect your system. Mine wouldn't do that. It would never bring up the camera to scan the QR code. Just wouldn't, flat out wouldn't work. So I emailed customer service. They were pretty quick to email me back. They sent me back an email the same day within a couple hours. However, in the meantime, while I was sitting there waiting, the my app on my phone apparently scanned my network and found the NVR and connected itself, luckily. So it ended up working, and I didn't need any help from the customer service. So overall, I really do, for the price. They were really cheap for what it is. It's got the one I bought has a 2 terabyte hard drive, so you can go back in time and look up recordings and stuff. With 8 5 megapixel cameras, I will probably end up replacing that hard drive with a bigger one, just so it records longer. Yeah, other than that, it worked really, really pretty good for the price. I mean, you can't go wrong. It's pretty cheap for what it is. See what else did I have to think of here to tell you? Oh, this system is expandable to 16 channels, so you can put up to 16 different cameras on there if you hook up Ethernet switch on there. It comes with pretty much everything you need to hook it up besides this screen. I just used a TV that I bought wicked cheap at Best Buy. And yeah, so I'll jump over to the app right now so you can kind of get an idea of what the app looks like. It's pretty user friendly, besides the fact that you can't see your Wi-Fi cameras on there. So anyway, I'll jump over there right now. All right. So as you can see, this is the app. So I only have 8 cameras, so obviously those aren't going to be there. But I do kind of wish that this showed a live view, but it doesn't. So you got to push on the camera to see it. You can push on the PTZ, and then you can, sorry, had the volume on there. So then you can move it from your phone. The cool thing about these cameras is they have the microphone and the audio, so you can hear what's going on outside and you can talk to people out there, which is kind of cool because since I don't have the doorbell camera anymore, I have one of their just solid non-moving cameras up on my front door, and I can talk back and forth to the whoever's outside on that. And then let me get to a different camera here. It does have, you can move it up, you can zoom it way in, zoom it out, and like I said, it will go back to the original point you had. Oops. And like I said, it will go back to your preset point of where you have the camera. So even when you screw around with zooming in on whatever you want, it'll automatically go back to the zoom and the location that you previously chose. Okay, so with all that being said, I do believe that this system's definitely worth the money. It has its ups and downs. I think if you bought a more expensive system, you could probably have a little bit better setup. But I mean, for the price, it's pretty great. So it's definitely something I would suggest to buy. And don't buy Zmoto because they're going out of business. Thanks for watching.